Today, the moon continues in Pisces, where it was yesterday. And as I was sharing yesterday, the moon in Pisces brings this bigger picture of connection to spirit. It's a perfect time to focus on spirituality or spiritual needs, whatever it is for you that helps you connect to a bigger picture of meaning and what your heart wants, your heart's truth. And so today we have the moon continuing in Pisces. It early morning, my time, Pacific time, forms a conjunction with Neptune, really kind of opening us up to the bigger picture, asking us to surrender, to let go of attachments, to grieve or feel or find compassion and open those doors to the flow of love, which we may not have any control over because sometimes things just flood in, and that's what can happen with that Pisces moon, especially as it conjuncts or passes by Neptune. So then the moon passes by Neptune and then forms its first quarter square with the Sagittarius Sun, and then later in the day moves into Aries. I'm Marina Ormes here with your Astro vibe for Tuesday, December 19th. And so it is the day of the first quarter moon in Pisces. We are thinking back to the theme of this current moon cycle, which began with the new moon in Sagittarius. We are very aware that Mercury is retrograde and the other planets are doing their various dances. We have Venus in Scorpio taking us deep in the context of love and relationships and the divine feminine, and really deepening into the ways that we are all receptive, the ways we need to receive values, money, and other things of beauty, I guess you might say, right? So connecting with beauty, what opens our hearts, and that transformative process with Venus in Scorpio. So because the current moon cycle is themed with that Sagittarius new moon, we are focusing on the bigger picture, the story we are telling, the way we are finding meaning. And because the first quarter moon is in Pisces, this is the part in the cycle where we need to connect with and remember who we are, right, with a bigger picture. So I gave you some great tangible steps to use yesterday in my video for December 16th on how to connect with your heart, how to listen to your heart. So definitely watch yesterday's video for December 16th if you missed that. And then, of course, over the weekend, I shared some more astrology for 2024, giving you a little sneak peek into what's coming in 2024 and how we can make the most of that. So definitely check that out if you missed it, because it's really important information that we all need to know going into 2024 and what to expect. So for today and the first quarter moon in Pisces, there's a challenge. There is something that is pushing us to step into an expansion of our hearts. It is asking us to remember who we are in that bigger spiritual picture. Think about the word remember, which is a great word with Mercury retrograde too, as well as a moon in Pisces and a first quarter moon. It's remember. If you break it down, it means to remember, in other words, to reassemble, to manifest, or to reform something into existence. So when we remember, we conjure up a memory, we connect with a truth that we once knew from something that we may have forgotten in this moment. So remembering some bigger truths, remembering who we are, remembering that bigger feeling of purpose, of meaning, of why we're here, and how love shows up in our lives. Not talking about romantic love, although that's great too. I am talking about the flow of love in the universe, right? That sense of caring and compassion that we have for ourselves, for other human beings and other creatures around us. It is remembering that bigger picture of love that holds all of us, forgiving us when we mess up, and reminding us that we are worthy of having a good life. So, connecting with that bigger picture of unconditional love, there is something that is pushing us to remember that, to connect with that, and to open to a bigger picture of something that we have forgotten. So connecting with that is part of the work of making meaning in this moon cycle, which with today's first quarter moon, we are 1/4 of the way through. Each moon cycle lasts about 4 weeks, and so we're about 1/4 of the way through the Sagittarius moon cycle. So we are working on this theme and maybe remembering some people in your life who you have some conflict with, and remembering why you used to like them, or what it is you really like or love or care about with respect to that person, or the way that they are in your life, the reasons that they are in your life. It could be a person, it could be something else you love, right? It could be a place, something that fills your heart with happiness. And remembering why some of the things that are annoying or frustrating or challenging us in our day-to-day lives, just remembering some of that bigger picture of why those little annoyances are not what it's all about. What it's all about is really that bigger picture of love, that flow of unconditional love and belonging, and how we can embody that bigger picture of love. So we have to start by loving ourselves. What does it look like for you to love yourself? Does it look like forgiving yourself for things you messed up on? Does it look like giving yourself things that remind you you're worthy? Does it look like remembering your community, your family, people you care about, remembering that you do belong in that bigger picture? So starting with yourself, but then of course opening up that flow of unconditional love to whoever you need to share it with, or remember that connection with, and connecting with yourself so that you are sharing and shining that love in the world, so that you can help bring love into the places where love is needed. Big thought and question. Really important thing for us to think about. And then as the moon shifts into Aries, which it does later in the day, then we get that moment or shift into new ways of being. So action, courage, movement, that all, it's like a birth or rebirth, emergence into a new identity after we've been letting go of who we were in the past, or the patterns of the past. So with the moon in Pisces, we are letting go. We are perhaps doing some grief work and connecting with that bigger picture. And then as the moon goes into Aries, we get to step into new ways of being, as if we are a newborn baby getting to try things out for the first time. So that's kind of exciting, and it will follow, of course, this first quarter moon. So we are trying out an understanding of our story, our meaning, how we are understanding where we're at, and where we're going, where we're heading, right? What does the future hold? So great things to think about as we're in this reflection time with Mercury retrograde, as we are hitting the first quarter of this Sagittarius moon cycle, and preparing for what's coming our way in 2024, including big changes with Pluto going into Aquarius and much more. Definitely check out my video series on the astrology of 2024 for more information about that. If you missed those videos, you'll definitely want to go see those. Those are kind of some must-see bigger picture thoughts from me about astrology, where we're headed, what self-care looks like next year, and how we can make the most of the energies that are heading our way. And don't forget to check out astrologyheals.com for opportunities to work with me one-on-one. I would love to support you in your life's journey and purpose and finding that bigger picture, not just knowing what it is, but knowing how to do it in your day-to-day life, dealing with those places, those little dilemmas life brings us of how do I do this and this? How do I do my creative work and fulfill the things I'm responsible for, et cetera, et cetera. So we can look at all of that for your personal journey and looking at your chart through a one-on-one session or a package of 5 sessions, even better to really integrate and understand the energies from your chart and how they show up in your life. So astrologyheals.com, go check it out. My rates are going up after the first of the year. So this is the perfect time to take that leap and give yourself that gift. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing to this YouTube channel. I'm here every day with astrology for unshakable self-care. So I will continue sharing my thoughts with you, and I'll see you next time with more on the moon in Aries. All right, bye for now.